Hello, welcome to Web of Stories. My name is Melinda. It is Tuesday and I'm here with the tag. I had actually planned a different tag for today, but then I was going through my backlog. I'm behind on videos and I came across this one that Mariandria did and tagged me, and I'm about ready to start putting my April TBR together, and I thought this is perfect. I'm going to do this one. And this is the Quick to Judge Challenge, or challenge. Yeah, Quick to Judge Challenge. That's what it is. It's a tag, but it's a challenge. And let's see, Ali Risdal created this, and as I said, I was tagged by Mariandria. So the first thing is to pick 5 or 10 books from your unread stacks, avoiding sequels. I guess unless like the sequel is the next one up that you have to read. I don't know. Anyway, I used my dice game to come up with 8 books. I just went till the stack felt good. So these are in no order. Actually, they're kind of in order that it stacks nicely. So there you go. I'm going to read the first paragraph of each book, and then I'm going to rank them, and the highest one will be on my April TBR. So the first book I pulled is Crow Lake by Mary Lawson. This is, I've read Mary Lawson before and have really enjoyed her books, and I've had this one for a while and just haven't gotten through to it. So let me read the first paragraph. My great-grandmother Morris, this is from the prologue, by the way. My great-grandmother Morrison fixed a book rest to her spinning wheel so that she could read while she was spinning, or so the story goes. Genius. And one Saturday evening, she became so absorbed in her book that when she looked up, she found that it was midnight, and she had spun for half an hour on the Sabbath day. Back then, that counted as a major sin. Ooh. So there's that one. The next one is from an author I don't think anyone has ever heard of. It's a very obscure author, so. This book I keep pulling out for Shorty September and then not getting to it, but this is a novella by Uncle Stevie. And if you have seen Stand By Me, this is the basis of Stand By Me. So, okay, first chapter. The most important things are the hardest things to say. They're the things you get ashamed of because words diminish them. Words shrink things that seem limitless when they were in your head to no more than living size when they're brought out. But it's more than that, isn't it? The most important things lie too close to wherever your secret heart is buried, like landmarks to a treasure your enemies would love to steal away. And you may make revelations that cost you dearly only to have people look at you in a funny way, not understanding what you've said at all or why you thought it was so important that you almost cried while you were saying it. That's the worst. That's the worst, I think. When the secret stays locked within, not for want of a teller, but for want of an understanding ear. Oh, that's interesting. All right, between the two of these, I'm going to actually I'm going to still prioritize Crow Lake. And then this next book, I believe, is the oldest book on my physical book on my TBR. That actually, it's got to be older than that. It's not the oldest. It is probably the oldest book on my TBR. It's just that when I did my self-destruct list, it went by the day I entered it into my spreadsheet, because this is signed to me May 2014. So this is 3 Souls by Janie Chang. Okay. And it even has a matching bookmark. I feel bad that I had this book for 11 years and haven't read it yet. Part 1. I'm going to read 2 paragraphs because the first paragraph's only 1 sentence. We have 3 souls, or so I'd been told, but only in death could I confirm this. That's the second paragraph. That does sound really interesting, though. Where would I put that? I think I would actually put that, I think I'd put that above Crow Lake. Okay. And then I have another unknown author, Truman Capote. I got this a couple of years ago. I read In Cold Blood and enjoyed it so much that I bought like a bunch of Truman Capote books, and I'm kind of still behind on reading them, but this is one that is from that collection. And this is his first novel. Okay. Now a traveler must make his way to Noon City by the best means he can, for there are no buses or trains heading in that direction. Though 6 days a week, a truck from the Chubbury Turpentine Company collects mail and supplies in the next door town of Paradise Chapel. Occasionally, a person bound for Noon City can catch a ride with the driver of the truck, Sam Radcliffe. It's a rough trip, no matter how you come, for those washboard roads will loosen up even brand new cars pretty fast, and hitchhikers always find the going bad. Also, this is lonesome country, and here in the swamp-like hollows where tiger lilies bloom the size of a man's head, there are luminous green logs that shine under the dark marsh water like drowned corpses. Only the movement on the landscape is winter. Sorry, that was my husband's bag. Where was I? Often the only movement on the landscape is winter smoke winding out the chimney of some sorry-looking farmhouse, or a wing-stiffened bird, silent and arrow-eyed, circling over the black, deserted pine woods. That sounds really good. I think I'm going to put that on top. Okay. So the next one is a book I've had for about a year. And my bookish best friend has read this and really enjoyed it. And that is Smothermoss by Alisa Alering. This is a queer Appalachian horror, from what I understand. Here's the first paragraph. Sheila knows she is supposed to love her sister, but it's hard when Angie is snoring into her stinking bedclothes in the room they share under the uninsulated eaves. Sheila's side is threadbare and neat, the quilt on her bed stitched from scratchy pieces of men's suits, charcoal slate, pinstripe, and February sky. Let's see. I think I would put that above the body. Okay. And here's a book that I purchased kind of as an impulse buy at Powell's, but I know that Marcella has read this book, and I think she liked it. And that is Miss Iceland by, I'm going to try, Auður Eva Ólafsdóttir. Okay. The first page here. 1942. I stumbled across an eagle's nest when I was 5 months pregnant with you. A 2-meter rough cavity of flattened lime grass on the edge of a cliff by the river. 2 pudgy eaglets were huddled up inside it. I was alone, and an eagle circled above me and the nest. It flapped its wings heavily, one of which was tattered, but refrained from attacking. I assumed it was the female. She followed me all the way to the edge of the farm, a black shadow looming over me like a cloud that obscured the sun. I sensed the baby would be a boy and decided to name him Orn, Eagle. Orn? On the day you were born, 3 weeks before your time, the eagle flew over the farm again. The old vet that had come to inseminate a cow was the one who delivered you. His final official duty before retiring was to deliver a baby. When he came out of the cowshed, he took off his waders and washed his hands with a new bar of Lux soap. Then he lifted you into the air and said, Lux Mundi. That's interesting. I think I'd put that one above Smothermoss. Okay, so the next one I have is a memoir. This is the only nonfiction I have in this. And I've had this one for about a year. And this is The Translator's Daughter by Grace Lowe Prasad, or Prasad. I'm going to say Prasad. That is the author's note. Let's start with this one. This is a short paragraph. The cab delivers me to San Francisco International Airport just before 10:30 p.m. on the first Friday in February 2000, the eve of the Lunar New Year. Pretty straightforward. I can't say it grabbed me, but whatever. I will probably put this one at the bottom, though, just based on that first paragraph. And then finally, I have a book I've heard really mixed things about. So we'll see how the first paragraph goes. And that is Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. So let me get to the first page. I really liked Miracle Creek, and I haven't read this one yet. Okay. We didn't call the police right away. Later, I would blame myself, wondering if things might have turned out differently if I hadn't shrugged it off, insisting Dad wasn't missing, but just delayed, probably still in the woods looking for Eugene, thinking he'd run off somewhere. Mom says it wasn't my fault, that I was merely being optimistic, but I know better. I don't believe in optimism. I believe there's a fine line, if any, between optimism and willful idiocy. So I try to avoid optimism altogether, lest I fall over the line mistakenly. Alice, do not knock this up. The cat is coming. So that's the first line. It's, hello, Alice. Are you coming to say hi? You've been making a lot of appearances lately. So that one, I think I would put that one between Smothermoss, and The Body. Okay, so those were my 8 books. So let's flip this over and we'll do it in reverse order. Alice, you are in a bad position. So in 8th place, and this does not mean that I didn't like the book. It's just, I'm just going by the first paragraph. The first one is The Translator's Daughter by Grace Lowe Prasad. Probably going to be fine. It's just the first paragraph didn't really grab me, but it was a short paragraph. And then I have The Body by Stephen King. This seemed a little, I'm probably colored because I know the story, because I've seen the movie. Someone wants attention. It just seemed a little teenagey to me, which makes sense given the story. So, but yeah, so that one's in 7th place. In 6th place, yes, Alice, I have Happiness Falls by Angie Kim. You turn around, they can see your face. You want to see their face? Want to say hi? I don't know. Okay. And then I have Smothermoss by Alisa Alering. I am excited to read this one. So this is just based on the first paragraph. It is, however, I was kind of saving this one and a couple of the others for months, Heritage Months coming down. This would be this would be a Pride Month book. I have some AAPI books, so there's still priorities. And then I have Miss Iceland. I do want to learn about the eagle. And this does seem really interesting. And, you know, I like books from Iceland. I have Crow Lake, good Canadian literature. I do want to read this. I mean, all of these had good openings. It's just I had to rank them. So Crow Lake. 2nd place, and this is one that I was actually planning to read in May anyway, is 3 Souls by Janie Chang. Apparently the oldest book on my TBR. And my April book will be Other Voices, Other Rooms by Truman Capote. Yes, I'm excited to get to this one. This is not the one I had pulled out especially for Pride, so that's good. And I don't think the book has, I mean, I know that Truman Capote was gay, but I don't think the book features that, so yes, this I will be reading in April. I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to take this other stack and I'm going to put it somewhere by my overfull priority TBR and just continue to work on it. Consider this like an addition to the, in fact, what I will probably do, well, some of these I'm holding definitely. And then I'll just work my way through these. I'll keep them set out. Plus this gives me more room on my shelves upstairs. So anyway, this is the winner. And now I get to tag some people, and I'm going to tag some people. I don't know if you've already been tagged. As I said, I was tagged March 1st and it's March 11th. I'm trying to get caught up. So, let me see. Who should I tag? I think I will tag, someone who I'm just going through here, people that I watch frequently and I don't, I'm going to tag Jennifer Loves Books. I am going to tag, I would tag Sue Jackson, but I think she might have already done this. And also she's out of town, so I'm not going to tag her. I'll tag Becca at Read Becca, and I will tag, Heidi at My Reading Life. Again, this is just an invitation. You do not have to do this tag. It was a fun little exercise to start getting going on my April TBR, so that was good. Anyway, thank you very much. Like, subscribe, join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.